Good, how you doing?
I'm good, man. So obviously you were committed to Florida State for a long time.
Yes, sir.
You know, just what was it like going through, obviously last season didn't go well for the Noles, and then coaching change also at your position. How did you handle that, and why were you so locked in with FSU?
Uh, I say I was locked in because mainly Novell, like that's a bond like I don't think nobody can teach. So mainly that, and I don't think it was no other school that could flip me. So I had my mind set on her.
Go to Chris Lee up front.
Thank you. How does your passive playing safety benefit you now that you're a linebacker?
Uh, I really just say it benefited me because like it helped me move. It helped me move a lot from like just from covering receivers in the slot. So I say that's like a big that really took my game to like that big step. So I say really that.
Peter.
What's up, Ethan?
It's good.
So, a lot of freshman players who spoke has pretty much been consistent about Mike Novell and his vision. Could you specify about his vision? That's something that really sold you the most.
Cause he told me like I'll never forget it. Like my freshman year, he told me he was like the right one's gonna come here. So, but that was when everything was. That was before the 13-0 season. That was before everything. That was when like it was rebuilding at the time. So like just like how we doing right now, it was rebuilding. So really, I just say he told me he was like, we gonna get this thing right. It might not be right now. It might not be next year or the year after, but it's gonna happen sooner or later. So I just always had that in my mind, and that just always stuck with me.
Was Coach Ernie Sims, was he a part of your recruitment? And then also, and then JP, even though he was at a different position, he's still here. Does that kind of give you some comfort too?
Yeah, Coach Ernie Sims. Yeah, he was when he was at when he was at USF and UCF, like he was recruiting me there. Matter of fact, I had offers from both schools when he was there. So Coach Ernie, I've been with him, so me and him like locked in. But Coach JP, like even though like we just getting like to meet each other and everything, but it ain't been nothing but good vibes since. So yeah.
Coach Tony White's also a linebackers guy. What has your first impressions been of him and since he came on board?
With him, I just say he real intense and real like attention to detail. So, but outside of like the football aspect, like he a real good coach. Like just from being around him, just this first month and a half, I see. Yeah, he's a real good coach for sure.
Chris had asked you before about some of the coverage stuff. What do you think your strengths are as a linebacker? What do you think you can bring to Florida State?
My strengths, I say, is I'm sideline to sideline. I can cover your slot receiver if you need me to. I'm just a game changer, put it like that. Just an all-around game changer.
What have you seen since these tour duty exercises and things you've been doing so far? How has that been a big adjustment for you, or has it not been that bad?
I wouldn't really say a big adjustment because in high school, like, our workouts was hard, just like how it is now. But tour duty, I wouldn't say like it's taking a real big toll, but it challenged me for sure. Like that was like the main. This like I've been saying since I've been here, that's probably been like the main challenge. But over like the course of the weeks, like how them been, like since the weeks been going on, I've been getting better and better. So I say I like it. I'm starting to like it now for sure.
You were around this program a lot, so you have a good idea of how the linebackers played here in the prior scheme. In talking to Coach Sims, Coach White, Coach JP, how do you think the linebacker play is going to be different going forward?
It's gonna be different this year because Coach White, he trying to attack. Like he's attacking, so like he coming from everywhere with the linebackers from the linebackers to the safeties to the corners. So it's gonna be like it's gonna be a real aggressive year for sure.
Where do you see yourself as far as part of that 3-3-5 scheme? Are you more on someone who's going to run the middle, or you're more of an interchangeable linebacker?
I really see it just a interchangeable linebacker, like you said. I would just say that. Yeah, more like a will and the sound mainly.
said you've always worked out hard. Was that just in team stuff, or have you been that way like on your own? And when did that start?
It really started, I say, I was like 6 years old, or like 5, 6 years old, like when I first started. And my coach, like he coaching at my high school right now, he had came and got me one day. Like we had did our first workout, and I was dead. Like the first one, I'll never forget it, I was dead. But after that day, like I always wanted to, I didn't want to feel like that again, so I always wanted to be better, so I'd say that.
When things weren't going well here last season, like you were on social media kind of defending the head coach and the program. I mean, what made you feel kind of the want to let people know that you were behind this program, and I guess what brought that out of you?
Because I say like, cause the media they gonna do their job. They gonna do what they supposed to. So, but some of the stuff now I can't say it was getting under my skin just a little bit. But other than that, like, yeah, I really just say like probably, yeah, it was really, I say it was getting under my skin a little bit. So I just felt like I had to say something.
Anything else for Ethan? All right, y'all good, thank you.
Appreciate y'all.
Hey Kevin, how you doing?
Great. How about yourself?
I'm good, man. So what's the adjustment been like to college life and being away from home and being around a new team?
Like the transition, I mean, it's kind of different because, high school to college is more like up tempo, more like being on your own. You got to, just be ready for everything, be on time, be alert, be ready, stay focused.
I mean, the coaching changes that happened on the staff obviously new defensive line coach T. Knighton. How did they convince you to stick with Florida State, even though you're going to be dealing with some new people that didn't really recruit you early on?
During that time, I also was doing like my own little background checks on the people that was coming in, that was like kind of taking over, or like how many people they were bringing in, or who was they bringing in. Cause I do my own little research to see what was going on, and really, it was really Mike and Coach Odell. Even though he's not primarily my D-line coach heavily, but like he's still there. He's still helping out. He's still around. And T-Knight, he's a great guy. Feel everything was just good, and the loyalty just from FSU just kept me there. So.
Chris?
Hey, Kevin. Schematically, you know what they were. What do you expect them to be under the new coaching staff? Especially, your role up front?
Can you say that one more time?
Schematically, how do you think it will be different from what they were versus what they're going to be in your role up front?
I feel like my role up front is gonna be all over the place. Really, it really doesn't matter where they have me. And what was the other question?
The scheme.
The scheme, like what we're running.
Yeah, how they were more 4-3 and how it's expected to be slightly different under Coach White.
We're gonna be all over the place. So, yeah.
Go back to Ira on your right-hand side.
I think everybody's known about you for a long time, but it seemed like when you went to that All-American game that there was a lot of hype about you and how you were doing in practices. Did you sense that? Did you hear? Were people hitting you up about it? There was a lot of hype on social media about how you were doing out there.
Yeah, a lot of people hit me up actually, like especially like it was like some practices I had to get like sit out because nobody couldn't get no plays off of. I'm like, hey, just how I go, you know. They just came out there to ball out for real. Just let the people know and let the world know that, you know, I'm coming to play.
Ira?
I think Coach Norvell and all the defensive coaches have said that you're a guy that can do a lot of different things on a football field. Are there players that you watch either in college or the NFL that you feel like you're that kind of player, or you just your own guy?
I feel like I'm kind of more like my own guy, but I have people compare me to like Grady and Eric Donald and people like that. Yeah.
Matt?
Florida State was your first offer, right? Or one
Yes,
of the
sir.
first? They kind of stuck with you in one of the first in a lot of your parts of your recruitment. Like, I think it was the first place you brought your parents to. Like, how important was them being so early, like finding you and, I guess, evaluating you to sticking with them in the end?
Them being like the first people like to recruit me, offer me everything, like it means something because like I was just not getting to high school for real, and I didn't really know how big, you know, football, like how big it could go for me. So like knowing how they could just see me and just see my friend, just see the potential that I had, like it just means something to me.
Back to Chris up front.
You like cooking a lot, right?
Oh yeah.
Is that what you intend to pursue in college, and what's your best dish?
Of course, I'm like, for me, I'm trying to set myself up to open a restaurant while I'm in college. But my favorite thing to cook is steak or salmon, scalloped potatoes, and asparagus.
Ira? You can just ask. Just go ahead and ask.
I mean, when you in terms of your strength, your physical strength,
Yeah.
do you max out on stuff? I mean, it looks like you could throw around some weight.
Yeah.
What do you do in the weight room?
Like you want my numbers?
I mean, if you want to share, and do you do? I mean, do you ever max out? Do you know what you could lift?
I haven't maxed out in a while actually. I think last time I actually maxed out was like 8th grade. So like, but I have been throwing up a lot of weight. And I can throw a lot of weight.
Has that always been the case? When did you start getting like power?
7th grade. 6th, 7th grade, yeah. I always been a country boy strong. Country boy, then my dad got me in the weight room. And folks like at home, my uncles and stuff, they got me lifting, then I was always working like country boy stuff, so, you know.
Steven?
Kevin, follow up on you throwing down in the kitchen. Is that something that you just had the natural passion for, or did it just develop later on in your life?
It was a little both, honestly. Like watching my grandma, mother, dad, everybody cook, and then like the food always come out, and everybody be happy on like holidays or just in general, always made me have a smile, and I always wanted to do that for myself. And then just learning and picking up new things as I go, it just resonates with the soul.
Ira?
going back a minute, but when Coach Odell, when he was playing here, I think country strong is probably how people described him. Does he ever talk about how, do you remind him of himself, and have you ever seen him as a player?
I seen a couple clips from Coach Odell. One of the funny things I seen from him when he was rapping, yeah, it was so funny. Like I was like, bro, what are you doing? But yeah, I seen a couple of his some of his highlights. He was a dog back in the day. Yeah, so.
Aslan?
Kevin, when you talk about your dad and your uncles like pushing you in the weight room and getting you to lift weights, was that something your dad and your uncles like, hey Kevin, let's get in the weight room and see what it's all about, or was that something you kept asking like, hey, I want to do this, please let me do this, help me out?
To be honest, it was a little bit of both because I always wanted to stay in the weight, to stay healthy, and I always wanted to just be strong just because. And they still do, but they seen potential in me that I didn't know I had for myself at the time. So they tried to help embrace and did everything they could to help push the potential that I had out of me. So without them and the people in my corner, I probably wouldn't be here today. So I really appreciate it all and everybody who helped me so far.
Everybody likes a winner, and so were your friends and people in school and people in the community giving you a hard time? That you had some of these other schools coming after you that won a lot of games last year, and Florida State did not.
Yeah.
Were people kind of ask, "What are you doing?" And did that bother you? How'd you handle that?
It was like yes and no. Like most of my cousin homeboys that I played with, they was like, you know, just do what's best for you, because at the end of the day, it's your decision and stuff like that, which I agree with. And then it just be like outside people that was like, you know, you should go ahead and change. You know, they ain't doing too good. But like to me, it really didn't matter at the time, like how they was doing, because I know the people in the program and how the structure, how they was trying to build, and I wanted to be a part of that. So that's why I came here.
Aslan?
Two questions, Kevin. The nickname Juju, how'd that come about? And then now that you've had about, I don't know, 10 or so these tour of duty workouts in you, just how comfortable do you feel and what kind of mindset are you going to approach spring football with?
So Juju, okay. I had that since I was like a baby. So like my cousin gave me that since I was since I was a baby. So I was trying to talk, and I was stuttering a lot. And she was like, "Just get it out, Juju. Just get it out." And I was like, I didn't know what was going on. So then my uncle's cousin who put me in the recreation football, it stuck with me then because they was calling me Juju. Then after, you know, everybody was calling Juju, and now everybody just know me as Juju now. So.
Should we call you Juju or Kevin?
Juju. And tour of duty. What was the question about tour of duty again?
Just now that you've been through about a dozen of them or whatever, like how comfortable do you feel going into spring football? What's going to be your mindset in terms of the impact you think you can make?
Tour of duty. Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be a great transition. The spring football could like the transition from the workouts that we do at tour of duty to actual working outs. Like I feel like we're gonna probably do more. We did more workouts and stuff like that and tour duty, which is probably gonna, you know, switch over and turn over to, you know, spring football, keeping us playing fast.
Any other questions? Okay. Thanks, Juju.
Thank you. Y'all have a great one.
Hey, Daryl, how you doing?
How you doing?
Good, man. How's the adjustment been to college life, coming as an early enrollee, having your brother here, but just new environment, and Tallahassee's a little bit different than Miami.
I mean, I think the transition here been going smooth for me. I really came here for one mindset, just to dominate me and my brother, pushing us up. So everything entirely been going smooth for me and my brother.
So have you always been like super focused? Is that something that you've been since a young age, or is that more like as you got later in high school and getting ready for college?
I've just been very, I wouldn't say super focused. I'd say like very determined on what I'm set on and what I want my future to become. And I want it with my brother, so that's how it is.
Aslan?
I guess how much of that mindset that you have do you think you find like a good fit with what Coach Norvell is and what he preaches?
I think it's a good fit because when he was first recruiting me, he told me, I mean, he was really the only coach who told me he's going to make sure he gives out that 100%. He always bring that energy every day for you to bring the best person out on the field and off the field. So I definitely mess with Coach Norvell.
David?
So Daryl, so from recruiting you and your brother, were teams looking at both of you, or were there teams where the one was looking at you, but there's other teams that are looking at others? Is it like, did it come down to whether you go, your brother goes as well?
I mean, we're technically like the same person, so everybody wanted us like the same. We have if you check our film, it's the exact same as well. So there was no unbalance. It was always the same all our life.
Ira?
What did you like about Coach Malzahn when you were committed there, and what was it like when you found out now they were coming here, even though you were coming to Florida State too?
I just think Coach Malzahn is a very good coach, and he was just somebody I wanted to play for, and it's a great thing that now he came here. So now it's a very good addition to the team.
How would you describe how you play? Coach White and Coach Knighton, when we talked to them, they said that it's not like a typical defense where somebody's always a defensive end or somebody's always in this spot, that they like versatility. And do you have an idea of like how you'll be used here?
I mean, they said I would be very versatile, and that's really what I am. I can play anything, anywhere, whatever you want me to do, anything for the team.
Aslan?
A lot of people have siblings, but not a lot of people have twins. I mean, obviously, it seems to be a real big sort of connection, obviously, with you. I'm sure it's almost impossible to describe it, but can you just talk about how important you guys are to each other and just how important it is to have him here in your corner in Tallahassee?
It's like a person that pushes me anytime, anywhere, school, education, life. It's just generally a person that always with me at all times. You see him, you're gonna see me. Like he's probably down the hall or something. Yeah.
I don't recall FSU ever recruiting twins in sports in general. Did that ever cross your mind? And my other question is there like a big difference between you two, or like what's the like that one little difference as far as feature-wise, personality-wise, that could tell you guys apart?
I mean, I really never heard of twins, but the big difference of telling us apart would be our hair. His hair is more thicker, but it's a little hard to tell. You would have to be around us a lot to tell the difference.
Chris?
What has tour of duty been like for you, and how beneficial have some of those older guys in your room been for you?
Tour duty is it's a very good conditioning for you to get into spring. So I like tour duty, me personally. I like how I adapt to it. And the older guys, they've been giving me the knowledge to give me the tools to where I need to be. So I've been trying to use that to apply it to my game.
Ira?
You went to a great program at Norland. What did that do for you in Can you describe to people that haven't been around high school football in South Florida what that was like?
Norland was a very great experience for me and my brother. We at first transferred there our sophomore year, and that's where I met Coach Heidelberg, where I played wide receiver and tight end there. When then I made a transition to DN, and they get you right in the weight room. They get you right, like being a man off the field, getting you prepared for college properly. And I think other high schools are not showing that for us. So Norland is a very great program.
Can you describe high school football in Miami?
Competitive, very competitive. It brings out what people like to call like the dog in you, stuff like that.
Aslan?
How, if anything, has your mindset changed about what you can do in spring after going through tour of duty? I guess, going through all those workouts, how has it kind of affected and changed maybe what you think you can get done in spring and push for your impact?
Nothing changed for me. I'm still on the same thing. I'm here to get on the field early and make a impact early, so that's all I'm here to do. Do my job.
Going back to your high school, you now join Jamari Howard, your former teammate. What has it kind of been being back with him, and how much has he helped you with the transition?
Jamari, he been helping a lot. Right? He made it very smooth for me, taught me the rundown of FSU. So me and him are close. So he been a very great help.
Ultimately, you guys signed at Florida State, so that speaks for itself. But did you guys care where like some of the recruiting services ranked you guys? Did you use that as motivation, or not pay attention to it?
I didn't care about the rankings at all. I just play. I really just play with one goal. That's pretty much it.
Any other questions? Matt?
You committed here when they didn't have a defensive coordinator and you really didn't know what scheme they were going to run, I guess. What led you to still commit and sign with Florida State when you didn't know that?
Being able to play for Coach Novell, a person that's going to push you to be your greatest. So, yeah.
We'll go to Chris for the last one here.
How would you describe your brother's game, and how is it different from yours?
It's not different at all. He's the same person. We're just very, we have a very tough mindset for ourselves and where we see ourselves in the future. Same goal, same everything.
Okay. Thanks, Daryl.
All right.
Appreciate you.
Y'all have a nice day. Good, and you?
Good, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
So we were talking to Daryl, and he said that you guys are basically like one. Have you always felt that way? Is that something that is your whole life that's how it's always been?
That's been something ever since the childhood. Like even recruiting, we told all colleges it's a package deal. Like you can't get one without the other. Yeah.
Ira?
Did any coaches try?
Yeah, they tried, but we were stern about what we said. Like they understood.
We're going to go on your left side over here. Peter in the second row.
Mandrell, was there ever a day or time that you two were further apart?
What do you mean by further apart?
Like, you guys were separated at one point? Or y'all always just been closer? Always
It's been
stayed one
like
together?
basically it's like if you see Daryl, just know I'm probably like around the corner.
Chris?
Daryl said that you and his game are very similar. Would you describe that as such? And what is your guys' game?
I would say we're very similar edge rushers. We both are versatile, and we both get to the ball.
Ira, on your right.
When you guys decided to come to Florida State, they hadn't gotten the new defensive staff in place yet. What's been your impressions of those guys? And I guess, did you feel better about it once you got to meet those guys?
Yeah, I definitely felt better about it once I got to meet them and learned the playbook. It's a defense that allows the D-line to move around and get the quarterback, and that's where I think we could fit in.
Matt?
You were committed to UCF under Gus Malzahn and then committed here before they made the hire. What was your reaction to him basically following you, I guess, here?
I loved it. Prior to me committing to FSU, we've been had a relationship for years, so I love it.
Ira?
So do you guys compete at stuff? I mean, you guys can't. I'm sure one of you lifts a little bit more, one of you is a little bit quicker. Like, do you guys compete against each other at all?
I would say like it's every day. It'll be like, even we did bench the other day, and it's who could bench higher. It's an ongoing competition.
Peter?
Mandrell, Daryl said that there's really not much difference between you two as far as feature-wise. Is there is there any specific difference between you two?
Well, some people use different things. Like he has a scar like right here. His dreads are different. He has different tattoos. I don't know. It got to be your difference. Like, what can you tell? What can you use to tell the difference?
Ira?
You guys signed with Florida State. Not a lot of people get to do that. I asked Daryl about the recruiting rankings. Did he ever pay attention? He said he didn't care about it at all. Did you ever look at that kind of stuff? And did it bother you? Or do you not care?
I don't really care about the rankings. Like, it don't make you who you are. I am who I am on the field, and the stars don't determine it.
What kind of family did you guys come from? Did you have any other siblings? And how much was football kind of the focus of your family?
I have two little sisters, and football wasn't really focused on our family. Like, me and Daryl, we found it when we were 7, and that's been our love ever since.
Ira?
What's the workouts, tour of duty? How has that been for you so far?
I love tour duty. It builds character, and it leads team to national championships. So I love it.
Aslan?
Daryl came in here and talked about just how singularly focused and kind of driven he is. And I know you guys are identical twins, obviously, so you guys are going to share a lot of the same traits. How are you guys able to have that trait be the same, to both have that sort of singular identity about wanting to be great and focusing on the task?
I think it's great because that drive to be great, it pushes one another. So I could fall down, but I know my brother would be here to pick me right back up.
Peter?
Two questions, Mandrell. When you first met Mike Norvell, both you and Daryl, was there like a time that he couldn't tell you apart, or when did it start to finally know the difference between the two? And my other question is that what excitement would it have to have you and your brother play together at the highest level at Florida State?
Well, I don't know how Coach Norvell tells the difference. Like, he'll go, Mandrell. And then, yeah, he'll be right. I don't know.
Any other questions? Aslan? Go ahead.
Is there anything about the 3-3-5 defense that's more encouraging for you and your brother and your guys' skill set as an edge guy? Seems like they want to make guys versatile, and you guys seem to be built that way.
I think that defense is more for the D-line, and that's another reason I came here, is to give you the more freedom to get after the quarterback.
Ira?
The last time I said Daryl said, but Daryl talked about Norland in that program and just what it did to prepare you guys. You know, could you describe what it was like and how it helped you develop?
Well, I would say Norland, in the offseason, it was hell. Like, that really prepared us for what's in college. Like, I had a coach, Coach Rosegreen, Coach Berg, Coach Mo, they all prepared me in different ways to excel in the next level.
Any other questions? All right, you're good. Thank you.
All right.